All right, again, final day of the Spooky Nook Elite Softball Coaches Clinic, and I'm joined with Penn State pitching coach Sarah Sigrest. Sarah, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So you come to Spooky Nook quite a bit. Christina tells, helping with different clinics and stuff like that. What are one of the things you really enjoy about getting out here and working with other coaches and players? What is it that really drives you to want to be involved?
I think growing the game. I think this is something that it's going to start small. I think it's going to be super fun to see how this grows in the next, 5 to 10 years. This could be huge. It could take off. This is a great facility to bring in a bunch of coaches. You can use all the different fields and all the areas that there are. I mean, you can have classroom sessions, you can have demos. Really, the possibilities are kind of endless. And I think that Christina has a real vision for softball, now baseball, and what she wants it to be here. And this is just a good way to grow the game and learn. So
awesome. So you played at Jacksonville in Florida. Did you ever think that once you were done playing in college that, was coaching part of your grand dream as you were in school, or weren't you thinking that far ahead?
I definitely wasn't thinking that far ahead. I wanted to coach. I thought I was going to go in like the personal training route or strength and conditioning, and that's what I interned, and that's where my plan was. And I got the opportunity once I graduated to go to Texas Tech, which was a much bigger university. It was way different than what I played. So I decided to just go and see if it was something that I would want to do. And I never left. And here I am. And Penn State was never part of the dream. It just kind of happened, and it worked out really well because this place is kind of home now. I've been here almost longer. I've been away from Alabama longer than I've been in Alabama almost. So it worked out. So it's been great.
How are you enjoying those state college winners?
I hate them. I didn't know it would be this bad. No, I'm just kidding. I'm getting used to it. I wear a lot of layers. I have a really great jacket. Nike has the best parka you can get, so it works out. But it was definitely a learning curve. So, yeah.
I bet when you said you grew up in South Alabama, went to school, Jacksonville, and then Texas Tech, and then State College, quite a journey. So you went right into Division I college coaching? No Division II, III steps along the way?
Yeah, I've been blessed. I've stayed at the same level I played. So, yeah, I don't know much about many of the other levels. But, yeah, D1 the whole time. So
it's awesome. Very fortunate for you, too. So congratulations on that, because a lot of times it's a journey from starting at the lower levels and working up. What are some of your roles with the team at Penn State?
Well, number one is definitely the pitching. I'm the pitching coach. I'm the recruiting coordinator, so I help kind of facilitate, who comes on campus, the phone calls, the bringing them in front of our head coach, things like that. So I'm kind of the main contact there. This year I've been working with the catchers more, which has been really fun for me. I didn't catch, but I know what I like and I know what pitcher wants, and so I'm giving kind of a different, side of that. I help with any and everything. We have a director of ops, so we're very fortunate. She handles a lot of the travel and things that I used to do. I work with Nike on picking out our uniforms and our equipment, which is really fun. Literally anything and everything that you want to give me, I'm happy to do, but I would say mainly the pitching, the recruiting are like those are my things that I am solely responsible for. So that's kind of the main piece.
Awesome. How did you get involved with Christina and Spooky Nook down here originally?
I think she reached out to my boss, Amanda Lahotek, and she just had a vision for doing a Penn State style clinic, and it was just going to be the Penn State coaches. And we came out, and it was awesome. It was really well run. She's a very good facilitator. She's very good at her job in general. So that was really easy. She kind of formed that relationship with us. I think we've come down maybe a couple of other times. I know I've done like pitching here. I know we've done some catching stuff. And so it just kind of started from there. I have a volunteer coach this year who's awesome, and I've been trying to get her some different gigs here and there just because, volunteer, you're working for free. And so I had reached out to Christina this year to see, hey, do you need anybody to help do anything? It's not too far from us, things like that. And so my volunteer coach actually got to come out here, and then that's kind of how this started. She asked, hey, would you want to do something like this? And I love teaching pitching, and I love doing pitching clinics, but I really love talking to other coaches, and not only just to mentor them, but also I'm getting feedback, I'm getting questions, and it's a learning opportunity for us as well. So that has been this is kind of my favorite thing to do, and if I had a choice. So
It's cool. I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of my next questions was talking about, a lot of the other coaches that I've interviewed, presenters that I've interviewed, I've noticed them sitting in on other sessions and learning from the other coaches, and I've seen you sit in on other sessions throughout the weekend. I've been coaching for 30 years, and you're always learning. So, obviously you're a little bit younger than me, but how important is that to always just be continually open-minded and wanting to learn from other people in the game?
it's everything. I don't care if you're 100 or you're 25, you can never stop learning. I'm all about reading. I've been nerding out on them all weekend, telling them about my book list and all these things you should read. I probably read 2 books a week, which is, I know it's silly, but I just love reading. I love learning new things, and I love reading all genres. So like you can read a book about teaching middle schoolers and learn something about teaching at this level, and sitting in on the sessions has been awesome. I didn't know anything about Amanda Freed other than her background, and listening to her talk about drills and endurance, and Joey Lai from Bucknell right down the road talking about her spin on those things. Like, I just love seeing what other people do. Everybody comes from a different background. Natasha Watley, I mean, she couldn't be better. So listening to them, talk about those things, I just think it's kind of invaluable. And I actually emailed Christina like a total nerd and was like, can I go to the other sessions, or do I only get to speak because I really want to go? She's like, yeah, of course. So I just think that's invaluable, and we're here, why not take advantage of, maybe you learn nothing, but maybe you take one nugget of something that's just a little different, and you can learn a way to apply it. So I love that. So
Absolutely. So final question we've been asking all of the people we've interviewed, playing the game of softball, now coaching. For our organization, one of the big things is we are all about teaching kids life lessons through the game and using those games to be able to teach those life lessons. So what is one of the biggest life lessons that the game of softball has taught you throughout your career?
Let's say there's 2 parts. One is that life's not fair. Softball game's not fair. You can lose on the dumbest things. You can win on the dumbest things. You can be perfect and lose. Life's not fair, and the game's not fair, and that teaches you so much throughout development and coaching and everything. The second thing would be that it's so much bigger than you. It's not about you at all. And I think this sport, like, you are constantly trying to give back. Like, I had such a great experience playing, and that's all I want in life, is just to have kids that feel the same way. And it doesn't matter if I end up coaching college for life, that's great. But if I end up with a 9-year-old or a 10-year-old or young people in between, it doesn't matter. I think you can always give back and try to leave the game better than you found it. And that's what I try to do. And it's easier said than done sometimes. There's days when you're like, this job's awful. But I think overwhelmingly we are so lucky to do this for a living and get paid to do it. And it's just getting better and better every year. So I would say life's not fair. It's a good way to learn, and giving back is what I take from it. So
awesome. Those are great lessons. So thanks again for joining me. Good luck with the rest of your coaching career, and have fun in your last session of the weekend here.
I'll try. Thank you.
No problem.